result hasn't gone your way today. Does that feel like a game where you're able to take more positives?
Yeah, I think we're searching for the positives in every situation we're in. But we're really clear. No excuses. We came here with a plan to execute, to try and get the job done, and we fell just short of that. I thought our fight and effort was fantastic throughout the game, but we were clearly outclassed early. Even though we were able to sort of stay in touch in terms of the staying close enough to make a run at it at late, but. I thought we got a really good lesson in work rate in the first half. I thought Sydney outworked us to the contest, and we fought hard, but there's just a lot of things that we've got to improve on, and we obviously understand that a lot of our players are early in their careers, but this is an accelerated learning curve that we're after. So young Jaden Ewan, you come in and play on Tom Papley, it's a baptism of fire, but it's we're really looking to try and accelerate the development of players like Jaden. So we played all 4 of our mid-season draft picks in a Category B rookie today. So that's always going to be a challenge in terms of cohesion of the team, but it's not an excuse. So we've got to try and it's a huge coaching challenge. In a way, it's one of the hardest coaching challenges there is, because you're not reinforcing learned behaviours. You're trying to coach on the run a little bit. So. Our game is based around effort, and what our supporters want to see is glimpses of the future, but also absolute effort and intent every single week. And I think if our supporters watching that, they wouldn't have thought the conditions were incredibly difficult, obviously, but I don't think our supporters would have watched that and thought there was a lack of effort from our players. Just maybe a lack of class and experience, but we'll keep working on that.
Did you set up the game, or at least your game style, in a way that allowed you to sort of, limit the Swans' run and also to play to the conditions and the team that you're able to put out there? Because I think they had 273 uncontested possessions on a pretty wet and windy day. It doesn't seem to make much sense, but you were obviously comfortable with them playing in that way.
I wouldn't say comfortable, but they're very. I think if you let Heaney, Warner, Goulden, etc. get forward of the contest and break out into space, Sydney are a very hard team to stop at the best of times, let alone coming through the corridor at the SCG. Sorry. So, that it was a little bit due to the conditions, a little bit due to the opposition. But we certainly didn't want to concede. I thought the Swans, again, they outworked us, and so they outnumbered us at the ball, and then they controlled the ball after that. So we would have liked to match them at the contest and been close enough to take away that uncontested game from them better than we did. But again, we'll get better at that and learn some difficult lessons and frustrating lessons, but lessons nonetheless.
The Swans have kind of been one of the better clearance teams over the past sort of 8 weeks, and their sort of little resurgence. But to come here and kind of win the clearances in the end, have some really strong midfield battles, and kind of a lot of one of the ones that went your way, must again another positive that you take out of this game.
Yeah, I thought we battled really well in there. I mean, we were really keen to see Blackiston in the ruck. We've been really impressed with him as a defender, particularly seeing as he's never played there. He's a ruckman who is playing in defence. So we wanted to get him into his best position. But again, it's a bit like Jaden Ewan playing on Papley. An informed Brodie Grundy is a real challenge. But the ruck's a challenge at the minute. Grundy had a lot of first possessions from taking the ball out of the ruck, and so I thought on balance with those things being a challenge, our clearance work was quite exceptional.
You mentioned Ewan there, obviously debut game. I guess a little bit more about what you thought of his performance, and for really the most part kept Tom Papley, one of the comp's big, busy small forwards, pretty quiet.
Yeah, I thought he didn't do anything I didn't expect him to do, because what he's a Category B rookie. He's come through the Next Generation Academy. He's a fighter. Like, he's just our forwards hate playing on him in pre-season. He competes. He's tough as nails. He's incredibly coachable, and he's just he's a terrific young man. He deserved his opportunity. I mean, we didn't play him because we wanted to expose him to the level. We played him because we thought he was the best matchup for Tom Papley, and Papley's an exceptional player, and had his moments, but Jayden stuck to his task really well.
Archie May spent some time in defence as well. Obviously drafted as a key forward not so long ago.
Yep.
As much as that's due to what you need down back, is there also testing him to see if maybe that's a longer term option for you?
There's one eye to that, but it's certainly not at the expense of the short term. I mean, we just, we're in a situation where we don't have any other key position players. We lost Ridley last week, and Jayden Laverty's sort of battling manfully as an undersized key defender, but we just, we don't really have another one. So, on our list. So, we even Cale Gerine as a draftee, we pushed back in the VFL to try and get some reinforcements there as well. So, I think that it's the silver lining that we get to see him in that spot, but we're playing him there really because we need to. Now, we flipped him forward, Blackiston back. We at half-time we made some significant changes to the makeup of our team, and it probably looked a bit better for us, but we're just in a situation where we've got to keep trying to find things out. But again, I stress we're not experimenting. We're doing the best that we can with what we've got.
How impressed have you been with the composure that Archie Roberts shows when he gets the ball in his hand? I mean, for a 19-year-old, he's just taking that time. I mean, there were some moments where he was pushing past guys like Isaac Heaney or Goulden and just using the ball really well. Yeah,
it's a great lesson because he came into our side late last year and he showed us straight away that he's got great potential and capability, but it really drove his off-season, and he had a really tangible idea of what playing on these stars at AFL level is like, and it really gave him great intention for what he needed to work on in the off-season, and that's a great lesson to a lot of our players who are in our side today that, we get our class at times, but that's the level we've got to get to. So Archie's been, already at 19, he's a player that we look to in a leadership role. So that's a real credit to him, and we're up to have him.
What are the spirits like in the group at the moment? Obviously, they haven't got that kind of win to break through and kind of the that has been deserved after some of the efforts. But are you still noticing that morale's high and that this team feels like they're fighting for something still? Oh yeah,
I think we're being very well led by our playing group in terms of, because it's Zach Merritt's probably the one who wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a winner. He's a competitor. It's hard for him not to get frustrated at times because of his will to win. But he's, as I keep saying to the players, this is tough. But anything worth doing is tough, and you've got to persevere through the tough times. And he's doing that really well. And we do have to quite consciously work on the morale of our group. We can't just say it is what it is. We're working really hard to keep the players up, and a big part of that is Essendon's a really proud club with a really proud supporter base, a frustrated supporter base at the moment, but we want to go out and compete, and with our fans watching, know that we're giving maximum effort every time we play, and that it's not when we're a much better side than we are. We're going to be that. Like it's not, it'll be there in the future. We're working every game to try and get there. And, it's been hard for our fans, but the support's been really unbelievable, and our fans have stuck with us. And Essendon fans have stuck with our club through much harder times than this. And so, we don't take it for granted, but I'm consistently amazed at how unbelievable our supporters are. They just stick with us, and all I can say to them is that when it turns, I want them to enjoy it more than anyone, and it will. We're just going to keep fighting.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.